Okay, this number and the contact information is here. You can email these health and safety issues to hudalert@amsreo.com or by dialing 866-699-1734, and you're going to want to go to acquisitions. Initial services work orders. The first of which is going to be your initial landscape. The idea being we want to maintain each property with neat and pleasant curb appeal. Okay, so when someone drives by, a prospective buyer, the whole scope of what we're doing is to make sure that the property is preserved in a marketable condition. So the front yard and the side yards, or the viewable parts of the property, should be maintained in this manner. We want to dispose of debris in a manner legally permitted in the community where the work is performed, and this is part of the debris removal fee that was on the scope of work that was sent to you. We want to remove and dispose of refuse, debris, junk, leaves, lawn paraphernalia, and other objects not ordinarily kept on a lot, and other exterior areas including carports. So anything that's not part of the lawn, okay, or part of the surrounding vegetation should be removed. We want to trim low-hanging branches of trees which obstruct any property entrance or walkway. We want to trim down weeds and flower beds and foundation plantings. We also want to remove any dead shrubbery, sprout, saplings, or brush. Again, the two intents here are: one, we want to make sure that someone doesn't get an eye poked out going into the house, or they're able to access the house easily. Second, again, we want to make sure that the curb appeal of these properties is maximized so that the asset managing company, or the AM contractor, or otherwise known as the real estate professionals that are managing and marketing these properties, can sell them. We want to remove any plant vegetation growing on the roof, gutters, or downspouts. So anything that's growing on the house itself or on the sheds or outbuildings, all that has to be taken down. We want to make sure that we're cutting to the edge of the property line to a maximum height of 2.5 inches on the lawn. We also do not want to leave significant grass clippings on the lawn. All paved walkways should be edged. This includes walkways, curbs, and driveways. We're going to use a string trimmer to trim around the foundation, fences, and other construction that would normally require trimming. We also want to make sure we're trimming hedge, shrubs, trees. We want to make sure they're trimmed back 18 inches off the roof, walls, etc. So no hedges, shrubs, or trees should touch the house roof or the house structure itself. Okay, so you want to think of this like the house having an 18-inch radius all the way around it and above it where no vegetation is touching, growing, or contacting the property. We want to ensure that all clippings are bagged. If you're blowing the clippings, we want to make sure you're not blowing them into adjoining properties, the neighbor's house. We're not blowing them into the street, the storm, or the sewer drains. Okay, we don't want to create a nuisance. We want to make sure that we're taking them with them. We want no tree limbs or be able to touch the roof of the house or the shed. We're going to trim all low-hanging branches to a minimum of 8 feet above ground level. Okay, we want to remove all trash and debris from the interior of the property for the trash out. Okay, we want to make sure that the exterior of the assigned property, from which all structures on the property, including but not limited to porches, attics, garages, outlying buildings, storage sheds, decks, patios, crawl spaces, etc., should all have the debris removed in addition to all the interior rooms. All trash and debris will be removed from the premises to an acceptable trash dumping area. Materials of flammable and hazardous nature or environmentally destructive nature should be removed and disposed of in accordance with EPA guidelines and local codes and ordinances. Here's another place where I like to point out the extreme importance of digital photographs, date-stamped digital photographs. When you arrive at a property to do a trash out, you should be sure that you're taking photographs, date-stamped digital photographs, of all of the debris at the property where it lies. Again, we want to document the property as you got it. So if you have stuff in the front yard and you have stuff in the side yard and there's stuff in the crawl space and there's stuff in the bedroom and there's stuff in the shed out back, you should be surveying each one of these parts of the property with your camera and taking a date-stamped digital photograph saying, okay, trash in the front yard, there was some stuff left over in the shed, there was some stuff left in the bedroom, and there was a bunch of garbage still in the basement. All that should be photographed as you found it. Very, very important. HUD wants to see that, the AM contractor wants to see that, and AMS wants to see that as well. The interior of the property will include basements, attics, storerooms, sheds, carports, and garages. Okay, we want to make sure each one of these areas is free from debris as well. Removal and proper disposal of all debris, trash, and personal effects. Removal of floor coverings only with approval. So you should be calling from the site for an approval to remove any freestanding appliances or fixtures unless they have already been tagged or marked for removal. So the real estate professionals, if they want to remove an appliance, they'll tag it to do so. Otherwise, if you're not sure if you should remove that, call AMS, get our approval. We'll write an additional work order so you can take that fridge or that dishwasher or that stove out if it requires it. The exterior of the property. We want to dispose of all debris and trash, rubble, fallen tree branches, abandoned vehicles, and any other objects such as discarded paper products, newspapers, flyers, glass, and wood. Which brings us to the initial clean. Once all the debris is gone, we want to make sure that we're cleaning the property so again it's in a showable or marketable condition. The utilities are off, and quite often they will be. Each vendor must have a generator so you can generate electricity, of course, and you should be able to bring adequate water with you to facilitate the cleaning of the property. All the AMS crews bring these with them to perform the initial trash out and the initial fine clean of the property, so we expect our vendors to be duly prepared as well. All surfaces must be cleaned to a streak-free condition. All non-painted wood surfaces in the interior to be cleaned with a Scotch Liquid Gold or equivalent cleaning solution. Clean any surface, including woodwork, baseboards, doors, faceplates, and all air conditioning and heating vents. Clean all shiny surfaces with the appropriate cleaner to enhance the shine. We want to make sure we're mopping all floors, included but not limited to all fixtures, bath, kitchens, and appliances, etc. Initial clean and fine clean. Bathroom. Clean all kitchens and bathroom sinks, mirrors, toilets, tubs, and showers. Clean all mirrors and glass with commercial glass cleaner and don't leave streaks. Wash and clean all vanities, cabinets, countertops, towel bars, and soap dishes. Okay, so these are just some of the things, and you have to kind of approach this from the buyer's perspective. What are they going to look at? We want to make sure that the bathroom mirror still doesn't have toothpaste on it. We want to make sure that when they go into that bathroom, then they're not grossed out by that stuff, because remember, the whole intent is to preserve these properties and maintain them so the real estate professionals can get these off the books and get them into the future homeowners' hands. We also want to be sure we're cleaning all light fixtures and ceiling fans. Ceiling fans are missed time and time again, and after they've been running for a couple of years, anybody who's seen a ceiling fan in a vacant property sees that either has cobwebs or there's black soot that's on the leading edges of all the fan blades, etc., etc. We want to make sure those are clean. Ceiling corners and all other obvious areas also must be clean. Again, that's where the cobwebs accumulate. Floors. We want to vacuum all carpeted floors. Put some carpet freshener powder onto those prior to vacuuming. All interior uncarpeted floors must be in broom swept or wet mopped using the appropriate cleaning solution. Other floors, for example garages, carports, porches, patios, decks, stoops, storage sheds, etc., should be swept clean. We want to make sure we're removing all dust, dirt, and dirt particles. Clean the fireplace or wood-burning stove by removing the ashes and sweeping the firebox or hearth. We want to make sure we close the damper, and if you still have burn products that are present, we want to make sure we get those out of there and move those to an acceptable dumping area, and we want to make sure that we're cleaning any other leftover residue. Kitchen. We want to clean all appliances with the appropriate cleaning solution, rinse with water, and dry. Okay? The oven and the range should be cleaned with the acceptable commercial oven cleaner. The oven cleaner will be thoroughly rinsed and wiped off at the end of the cleaning. The refrigerator and freezer must be cleaned and free of any mildew or buildup stains inside them. Leave a box of baking soda inside the fridge. Thoroughly clean the inside and outside of the exhaust vent over the stove. We also want to make sure that we're leaving one air freshener inside the property to kind of keep things fresh along with that box of baking soda. It goes a long way.